Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am interviewing Champion Fulton today. Great singer and pianist, outrageously great. So she's going to be a little late, so I'm going to play her music in the background, and I'm going to be doing some work here while I'm waiting. So hope you don't mind looking at me and listening to her music, but she'll be along in about 15 minutes.
I bet they're not so cold for somebody else. Well, it's tough to be alone on a shelf. Worse, to fall in love by yourself. When the one you love belongs to somebody else. The one I love belongs to somebody else. He sings his songs for somebody else. Even when he has his arms around me, I know his thoughts are strong for somebody else. The hands I hold belong to somebody else. I bet they're not so cold for somebody else. Well, it's tough to be alone on a shelf. Worse, to fall in love by yourself when the one you love belongs to somebody else.
Hi, Champion. Hi. Oh, great.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't as late as I thought I could be.
It's great.
How are you?
I'm fine. Let me just turn down the music for a minute. It's you.
Yeah, it's I don't know what song it is.
Well, it's The One I Love Belongs to Somebody Else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's you guys at Birdland.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that record's not out yet, but oh, it's the video. That's what I kept thinking. That sounds like David Snyder. Yeah, all right. I gotcha. Nice.
Well, hi, this is great. I'm so glad you made it. And
Yeah.
first things, how do I pronounce your first name?
Oh, Champion. I think you said it right.
Oh,
Yeah, just
okay.
like the winner. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
Champion.
I wanted to be sure because
Thank you.
after all, I'm saying your name over and over again.
Yeah, thanks.
So, where are you?
I'm in Oklahoma. I'm in Norman, Oklahoma, which is where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I had a weird morning because I'm trying to learn to drive a manual transmission car.
Oh, okay.
So had a lesson in the city, in Oklahoma City at 7 in the morning, which is really just like a practice session. But I was driving to the lesson and my car like completely broke down, but it stopped like I was driving and it turned off and it
Oh,
wouldn't turn on again.
oh.
It was very stressful. And so that's when I messaged you that so I was saying like, yeah, and then I didn't know what to do and I got it home, but then I realized I need to get it to the mechanic and I couldn't, so I had to get it towed, but it's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. That
It's
is really
fine.
hard. It does make it hard.
It's a machine. It's gonna be okay, but I just that never happened to me before. You're like driving down the road and then it turns off and you're like, well, this is interesting. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to edit our. Hmm, interesting. It usually allows me to edit. So I want to tell people who you are and everything. So, but it looks like I have to put it in the comments.
Oh yeah, you're live. We're live.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay, I will go and share it. And I just told everybody about my manual car and about my car breaking down, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm just getting onto YouTube as well. And I want to post that. I'm sorry, I usually do this a little more seamlessly, but she said, oh, let's see, live and then edit. And now this I can post normally on, but sometimes Facebook does things that I have no idea, about, right?
I understand.
Yeah. So I am putting us up on YouTube and I am almost through with this.
Cool. And can people comment? Can we see their comments? I guess so on Facebook.
Yes. And yes. Now, as far as seeing their comments, again, Facebook has been doing some weird things
Mm.
like not showing comments in live time.
Oh, how weird.
And yeah, it is weird, and I really don't know quite what to do with that.
Okay, I will go and share it.
But so yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with that. But I see yours and I see mine.
Me too.
And then I have Restream, which is
Oh yeah.
shows me all the chats.
Hmm.
So here we are. I'm just kind of getting my stuff together. And this is good. I think so. This is Facebook. Yep. So anyway,
Cool.
Champion is probably a lot of you people out there know about Champion, and if you don't, this is your moment of knowing because we're here speaking with her, and she's really, truly fabulous. And yeah, it's kind of mind blowing. It's great to watch and listen to you. You do have fans in LA. I hope you come to LA.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been well, in LA proper, it's been a long time, but I normally I make it out to like Orange County
Ah,
once a year or so, but it's been a minute now since I've been there.
do you play in Orange County?
Yeah, usually at Campus Jacks. And a couple times I was a part of this series. It used to be at the hotel in the Rose Garden.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't, what's it called? Is it called that's new, that's in Newport Beach.
yeah.
Is it just
I've
called the
heard.
Newport Beach Jazz Series? Maybe.
Yeah, it might be called that. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Well, if you want to come more to LA, let me know and I can help arrange some concerts. There's a house concert that you would be great at. It's a really
Oh,
nice
great.
room, holds about 60 or 70 people. Beautiful piano.
Hmm.
And the house is owned by a musician, and he's been doing it for 25 years. And there's the LA Athletics Club, which does jazz, and sometimes they'll put on a special concert, but they have varied concerts. And then my club is very small. My club is only holds 40 people.
Oh yeah, that's nice size.
Yeah,
And
but if you ever want like an intimate kind of a thing, it's a real listening room. So
oh, that's nice.
yeah, it'd be great to help you out and have you here.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I know you're from a very musical background, right?
Mhm.
Um, tell me about it. I mean, me too. So I get
Oh
it,
yeah.
but yours is I think a little more intense than mine.
Well, we are very intense. It's true. My father's name is Stephen Fulton, and he played trumpet and flugelhorn, and also drums when I was a teenager. And he was very good friends with Clark Terry, and then very good friends with lots of people through Clark Terry, other musicians. And I think I don't think I don't think he was trying to make me into a jazz musician when I was a kid, but I was around it a lot and I loved it. And I thought, obviously, this is what I wanted to do. And he and I started working together, basically, I mean, almost like full time when I was 12 here in Norman,
You
Oklahoma.
and I actually have that in common. That's
Yeah.
when I started too. But go ahead.
No, no, that's, I mean, and then it just went on, it went on from there. And we worked
Were
together a
you
lot.
were you playing piano at the time or just singing or what were you doing?
I started out just singing. I mean, I
Yeah.
liked piano and I played the piano at home, but I didn't feel confident enough to like play on the gigs. So we
Yeah.
hired a pianist for a while, maybe 6 months, and actually she moved. And when she moved, we started looking for other pianists to play in the band, and we weren't really finding anybody who cut it. And I was getting kind of frustrated, and finally I was like, oh, I mean, I can do it. And then I started doing it. Yeah.
Well, your piano chops are amazing.
Oh,
And
thank you.
yeah, so I guess I want to ask, basically, how did the development of that happen? Because yeah, you're an outrageous piano player.
Thank you.
So yeah, just kind of bring us through a little bit of the development of that, how it worked.
Well, I played piano even from like age 3, and I liked it. But I tried other instruments. I tried the drums, I tried bass, I tried the trumpet, which I did play all the way through high school.
Oh,
Um, but I just was drawn to the piano, I think because you can sing and play at the same time. And my grandmother played piano. I liked it, and you're very much in control of the band when you're
yeah,
at the piano.
yeah,
Um, and so I really I just didn't I liked that, and I would play it a lot and practice, but when I was that age it was more like I just like to play, I would sort of just entertain myself.
yeah.
um but as I started working professionally accompanying myself, and we had a quartet, so there was a saxophone player. um and then I became much more serious about it, and I have I have always found it more challenging than singing. So I think that's one reason I felt more serious. Not that I felt more serious about it, but it required more practice time than singing for me.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Hmm.
I played flute. That's my
Hmm.
flute's in the background, even on
Nice.
those occasional playing. And I
Hmm.
went to Berkeley for flute because when I went, there was no singing.
Hmm.
And but I wanted to play piano, but I realized if I play piano, I have to um, I have to put in a lot of hours.
Yes, yeah.
And I was I'm kind of a Gemini,
Mm.
mind. So I do a lot of different things. Hi, Dina DeRose.
Hey, Dina.
Oh, she's a wonderful human, isn't she?
Yeah, Dina was one of my professors at college.
Oh,
Yeah, I went to Purchase for piano. I didn't go for singing, to SUNY Purchase, and Dina was one of my ensemble instructors.
how
And
cool.
yeah, and she was also teaching the vocal studies there, but I wasn't doing vocal studies, but yeah, I've known Dina a long time.
That is so cool. Yeah. It's really nice, isn't it, Dina, to see her success? I'm sure you just are kind of thrilled about it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Really nice. Okay, so now you moved to New York, right? At some
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
When did you move there?
So I moved after I graduated high school, and I was 17 at the time. So
Oh,
I graduated high school, I don't know. Well, I skipped a grade, so I was sort of like a quote unquote a year early.
yeah.
And then I moved to Purchase, like, which is not in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's just in Westchester, like just about half an hour north, to go to school there. Um, and then I finished that, and I did that also in 3 years instead of four, and moved down into Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really wanted to get on with it.
Exactly. Actually, no, that is exactly how I felt. I really wanted to get on with it because I had already been working from age 12 to 17 in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were playing like 3, 4 gigs a week, and I'm going to school.
Wow.
So I was really very like, I wanted to go to New York and I wanted to play gigs. I also wanted to practice. I wanted to have time to not, I didn't want to go to a liberal arts school because I wanted to be able to like super focus. But then after a couple years of that, I was sort of like, okay, I'm ready to like play gigs again. I
Yeah,
missed
yeah,
playing gigs. So I wanted to
yeah,
get down into the city.
yeah. Your style, I wonder, I'd actually like to play something for our listeners. Your style is so strong and great. Um, might just play a little bit of Dearly Beloved and just getting my stuff together here. Share. And
Tell me that it's true. Tell me you agree. I was meant for you. You were meant for me. Dearly beloved, how clearly I see. Somewhere in heaven you were fashioned for me. Angel eyes knew you. Angel voices led me to you. Nothing can save me. Fate gave me a sign. I know that I'll be yours, come shower or shine. So I say, merely, dearly beloved, be mine.
okay, I mean, we're going to play more, but I wanted to do that. And it's just so great. Um, I'm curious, sometimes we
Hmm.
talk about this on, with people, because I've interviewed a lot of people. You're number 680.
680.
Yes,
That's a lot.
I know, since the pandemic. Yeah. But I'm interested. You've been playing so long. You mean you play so great. It's really obvious to me as a longtime professional. Your comping is great. Your soloing is great. You're so comfortable there. Your singing is great. Your bands, every video I've seen, your bands are totally solid and swinging. Really great. So, a lot of people ask me this and ask about other people. Are there, and that's why I'm asking. Of course, I know the answer, but are there moments of contemplation that you have, like, I didn't do that so well, or, or basically, are you just being, the professional jazz person and saying, okay, well, I might have messed that up, but so what? Big deal, and just move on.
Yeah. Well, I think both things are always like important to feel. Because one thing I really love about our music is that it's happening in the now and in the present. And I think that, if mistakes happen, they are gone, and then you've moved on. Same with something great. Like if you do something really great or you feel it's really great, it also is gone. Like there it was and now it's gone. And I really like that. So I'm not too hard. I think I'm not too hard on myself in a micro sense. But I'm also not too necessarily pleased with myself in a micro sense either. It's more like, oh yeah, like there are things I want to do better all the time, and I feel that I'm inching towards some of those goals. And it's funny because on that Dearly Beloved, I find that a very difficult song because it's so simple. There's nothing to Dearly Beloved. It doesn't go anywhere. You're just in that case, we're in A flat. You're just in A flat for a long period of time. And I find that very tricky. So it's funny that you asked me about that after we listened to Dearly Beloved.
Yeah, yeah. I know I was just running through it in my mind that you said it was simple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't go
really simple.
anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it is simple. I've
Maybe there's a
recorded
little
it.
half step here and there, but actually maybe not. And then, it's just 32 bars.
Yeah.
Um, and I tell you who plays so beautifully on it, I think. I recorded it with Scott Hamilton, the tenor player.
Yeah.
And Scott, he's such a melodic player and he plays so beautifully on that. And I think being a melodic player, creating melodies like on the spot, that's actually the toughest thing. Not playing changes or running eighth notes, but the melodies. So yeah, something I'm still working on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. So what do you work on currently? Is it just deeper harmonic things, rhythmic things, or um, do you play with tempos a lot? I know like that's one that particular tempo is one groove that you do really well. I've seen a lot of videos with that tempo.
I love a variety of tempos. That one I think is like a very easy swinging medium tempo. We
Yeah.
probably do a lot of material in there, or we could.
Yeah.
Um, I think so. I mean, in the past like years and still now, I really like to develop more independence between my voice and my hands, and also between my two hands, just of
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's something I work on, and I try to lead. When I'm accompanying myself, I'll try to lead with the voice as if the piano doesn't know where the voice is going, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
or vice versa, and lead with the piano as if the voice doesn't know.
Yeah.
Um, I think those things, and also as I get a little bit older, um, I don't have any technique issues. I don't have any um, loss of voice or anything like that. But I am sort of like a very aware of the shift I can feel sometimes in my physical instrument. So that's also something I maybe am working on a more technical aspect.
Well, I can relate to that. Yeah. I have a chronic cough that I've had for
Mhm.
25 years,
Oh,
and that cough has affected my body
yeah.
by basically making my body afraid of using breath because I'll cough.
Beautiful.
So yeah, so my voice, I've I've had to work on it a lot. I'm, teachers and practice every day and,
Hmm.
you know, and kind of figuring out live what I need to do. It seems like I'm not sure if my hearing is going. My left ear is a little worse than my right ear, but lately I find when I sing like this, which I kind of hate to do, but
Hmm.
if I sing like that, it's better.
Hmm.
No matter how my monitor is set up, it never seems like I have the perfect monitor set up to get
Hmm.
this kind of a sound, right?
Hmm.
And I have to work on that and develop that to see how I can really relate to that well and get that working, because then I sing comfortably and my voice comes out well and all that. But it's the voice is not an easy instrument, you know.
No, and I think the thing about it is it's your body, so it's changing. It's not constant.
Yeah,
You
right,
know,
exactly.
if you're tired or if you're sick or if you're dehydrated or all those things really matter. I was really lucky. I studied opera when I was younger.
Oh,
I mean, not really. I mean, I did. I'm gonna say I did because I did, but I was very young, too young really to start opera. But there was a great opera singer here in Norman, where I'm from, called Thomas Carey, and he started the Cimarron Opera Company here in Central Oklahoma, and he was the head of the program at the University of Oklahoma. And my dad wanted me to learn how to sing properly. And he took me to Thomas, and Thomas was like, I don't teach children. She's too young. I don't want to deal with that. And my father is a little bit persistent, and he knew my dad anyway as a musician. And so he said, okay, well, I'll audition her for a student. And I came in and we really hit it off. He was a great teacher. And I was so lucky because I think he taught me fundamentals that I don't think I would have come up with on my own, about breathing and about listening and all that kind of stuff. Really, really, really wonderful. I always remember him talking to me and saying, like, he would be like, no, I can tell you're listening to yourself. He'd be like, stop. You don't need to listen to yourself. You need to learn how it feels. And then it doesn't matter about listening. And I think that
uh,
comes in handy on
yeah,
many stages where the sound is not good.
yeah,
Um, or like something is just not right. You don't have time for the best sound check, or you just don't have the equipment, or you don't have the right engineer to make it a good room, or it's windy and you're outside or whatever.
yeah,
So I feel really lucky that I had like that foundation.
yeah, yeah. That is so true. I find that more and more true. That's something that personally I didn't come across until the last few years. That
Hmm.
feeling of and it's a different feeling for me of hearing and listening to myself. I remember when one of my teachers said, "You're listening to yourself, you're analyzing," and I said, "I am not. I wouldn't do that," And
Mhm.
I was on the gig, and I thought, "Oh my God, he's right. I'm listening to myself." It's terrible, because of course, that's just such a wrong point of view when you're performing. And yeah, but that feeling, it's a feeling that I was not accustomed to before. I just
Mhm.
sang, I think my first real lessons were in college because that was in the 70s, so there was a lot of rock and funk and jazz,
Mhm.
and I didn't have any training, and I had been singing all my life, but I was kind of messing up my voice, so I started taking lessons then. But yeah, definitely in the last, I don't know, 4 years, I have come into this new sensation and hearing and realizations.
Mhm.
And it's pretty fascinating. I, I like it, but it's still challenging all the time. I think I just had a lesson this week and we were laughing. I said, wow, it's only took me 2 years to get to this point.
No, but
you know,
it's a different thing, and I think the other thing is with because I really loved Thomas, and I studied with him until he actually passed away. So I
oh,
was his student. I guess it must have been 4 or 5 years. and then he got cancer, unfortunately, and he passed. Um, and then when I came to New York, and I was sort of thinking I wanted to find another teacher because he was a very good singer. Like I sang in Italian and I sang in German, but he knew I wasn't really interested in pursuing opera. So we used the arias and the books mostly just as, material because he was familiar with it.
Yeah.
Um, and he understood that what I really needed was like technique that would work for me,
Yeah.
and I think it's really hard to find teachers like that.
Yeah.
That he loved jazz. He couldn't really sing jazz, but he loved it, and he was very interested in what I was doing. And yeah, I miss his wisdom about the voice. And I don't know, I don't like it when you go to a teacher and it's very I don't know, sometimes it's a bit more touchy-feely stuff, and I'm like, I don't want that. I want an instrument lesson.
Right. Yeah. 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 My teacher is he's classically
Mhm.
bent, but he's fascinated with the intervals,
Hmm.
that our music is filled with, right? And so I just remember thinking, oh, is that unusual? Or, because so much of our music has intervals, right? And some strange intervals. And yeah, so yeah.
Yeah,
But
and you need to, and also like that was another thing about I mean, listening to yourself. I mean, if you're playing with a band and you're live, I mean, you want to be listening to them,
yeah,
and
right.
then and you want to be moving. I mean, intervals. I mean, you're creating the on the spot. So yeah, you need to be prepared for anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's really good. Um, and let's see. I'm just thinking the list of who you've played with is very heavy, wonderful and
Thank you.
heavy. Yeah. And I was just going to look at that for a second.
Mm.
And let me see here. Have to find all this. So, yeah. So, yeah. Here we go. So, I love that. Charming young steward of the mainstream jazz tradition. That's really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. And uh, 18 albums.
Actually, now it's
More. 21.
21 this
No,
year.
now it's 21.
Yeah.
Cool. Very
It's a lot.
nice.
It's a lot.
Very nice. Now, say this says you've been on stage with a numerous amount of people, but you've probably played with them too, right? Like Buster Williams and John Clayton, Jeff
Mm.
Hamilton, right?
Yeah, I mean, Buster Williams is on my latest album,
Oh,
which is actually an interesting record, especially for us, for you and me. I mean, because it's called Flying High,
uh-huh.
and this is the second edition. So it's Flying High, Still Soaring. That's the one Buster's on,
Yeah.
and it's a project I do with my friends over at Jazz at the Ballroom, where I am the musical director and I accompany other vocalists.
Is this New York or Oklahoma?
Well, the actually Jazz at the Ballroom is based in the Bay Area in California,
Oh,
and we've traveled all over the US performing it, and we have two albums um that we've actually recorded in lots of different places. But that's been something really fun I've been doing, I guess the past 3 to 4, maybe 4 years now we've been doing that.
oh,
Um and I was, as a pursuing my piano playing, I was interested in accompanying because I feel like that's a very important part of being a pianist. So I love Hank Jones, I love Tommy Flanagan, they're great accompanists.
yeah.
And I thought I want to accompany someone other than myself. Um, and that's, maybe not gonna happen. So I thought, well, I'll hire people, I'll hire them and we'll do this show and we'll celebrate, the great legacy of jazz vocals and songs.
Yeah.
And it's been a really fun project. So we actually released an album in April, and we have a Christmas record coming out this
Oh,
December too. Yeah,
fantastic. This
yeah,
is great.
really fun.
By the way, Sasha Boutros is here and says
Oh, hey
hello.
Sasha, how are you?
She's been coming to LA, a number of times per year, so
Yeah.
we've got to hang out a little bit.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah, well, that's pretty cool. Um, do you play trumpet anymore?
Not really. I kind of want to.
Yeah,
I miss it actually. I always loved it. I think the thing was when I was younger and I quit playing when I was about 17, 18 years old because I felt so strongly that three instruments was just too much and I needed to really focus. And I felt that I wanted to work with the piano and the singing, so I gave up the trumpet. But now I sort of want to take it back up, but it's such a demanding instrument, you know.
talk
Um,
about practicing. You have to
yeah,
practice like every single day for
every
sure.
single day. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I was for a high schooler, I was pretty good. You know, I competed in the competitions, I did well.
yeah,
And but yeah, I mean, you can't take a day off.
yeah.
So that I think that's one thing. And I mean, it's lame to admit that, but with all the things I have going on, I
Well,
just
yeah.
don't know if I can commit. But I do miss playing it. It's such an enjoyable physical sensation to play. I mean, you must feel the same about the flute.
Yeah, I haven't really kept up my chops, but I still do have an embouchure, and if I practice, which I did during the pandemic, I took some lessons again, but yeah, there's this beautiful feeling. Actually, what I'd really like to do,
Mm.
but kind of along your lines, I I'd like to have an alto flute, but they're
Hmm.
expensive.
They're
And if
very
I'm not going to
pretty.
be really into it and work
Mhm.
it, then there's really no solid reason why I should buy one. But
Mm.
alto flute, just that,
Beautiful.
oh God, that feeling. But yeah, so, and trumpet, I mean, um, yeah, trumpet can be the same way. It's the resonance of the instrument with your body is,
The breathing, the way you really
yeah,
breathe and you vibrate and everything. It's very enjoyable.
yeah.
I see we have a question on Facebook from Roland.
Yes.
He says, I'm curious as to how funny was Clark Terry in person off stage. Um, did you ever see, you must have seen Clark, Kathy.
Yeah,
Did you see him
yeah,
a lot?
sure.
Um, I grew up with Clark. I met him when I was 2 weeks old, and I thought I really identified him almost like as a grandfather person, like
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
very close to our family, very close to me. I would say he's extremely funny. I mean, around me, it was childlike humor, you know. I have heard tales of far more
Adult.
adult jokes, yeah, as well. But no, he was a very charming and funny person. He loved to make funny, well, like mumbles, but not mumbles. He just liked to make funny sounds and he liked words and like wordplay. Um, that's what he was like.
How much do you think he influenced you?
Oh, like I don't know, on a scale of 1 to 10, like 30,000. Yeah, I mean, an enormous amount. Because like I said, I mean, I saw him as a grandfather. So when I was little, like in, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
my dad and him were very close, and Clark would call us on the phone or send a postcard, and my dad would be like, "Oh, like draw Clark a picture. We're gonna mail him a package," and he would call and he'd be like, "I'm in Switzerland, I'm in London, I'm in New York, I'm in LA, and I thought it was wildly exciting. And he would always bring me like a gift, like some chocolate or like a little thing and then whatever, like I was in Switzerland, here's this thing. And it was very exciting. Oh, that is my doorbell. But I so that was happening and I loved his playing. I really loved his music. And I just could listen to it all day long, and he was having so much fun, and he was traveling the world, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to be like Clark Terry. And I started to play, and I became interested in the music more. And I remember one of my first like lessons, I learned that there are 12 keys. I figured it out because I knew there were 12, but what does it mean that there are 12? And I went home and he had told me to learn this idea in 12 keys. And when I realized what that meant, I cried. And I
Oh.
remember I was very like,
Oh.
oh no, there are 12. Oh. Yeah. And I think I'm sure he thought that was very amusing. Um, but he was very supportive. And I remember he asked me like around, I guess I was around 8 or 9 around that time, because my dad, was like, give her a lesson, help her out, like give her a
Yeah.
teacher. And so I was like, well, are you serious? Are you really serious about music, or are you just having fun? And I think either answer would have been okay.
Yeah.
Because I think he thought that was fine if I was just having fun, because I also played with Barbies, and that was fun.
Right.
Um, and I was like, no, no, I'm serious. I want to be a jazz musician. And he was like, okay, well, we can have a real lesson. And I was like, okay. And he's a very serious person, very disciplined person, and very tough person. And he was very open with me about that, like that it requires some toughness and some discipline. And I remember he was a little, not mean, but he was being that way, and I started to like kind of cry a little bit, and he was like, no, no, there's no crying. There's no crying in jazz. Like it's you can't have feelings about like you're doing it wrong, but just fix it. You don't need to have feelings about that. And I was like, okay, okay. Um, yeah. So I mean, it was a tremendous amount of influence.
Yeah. Wow. That's really amazing. Any other interesting people like that, or was he was kind of, sounds like,
I think he was when I was younger. I mean, I had really lovely interactions with a lot of people like Cyril and Hannah and Joe Williams and stuff, but they were very, more compartmentalized, like related to a jazz festival or, one night. I mean, I saw Clark often
yeah,
for years.
yeah.
Um, and then when I moved to New York, another very influential person became Lou Donaldson.
Mm.
And Lou and I became very, very good friends when I moved to New York. And but that was different. That was at a later point in my development, sort of. So it wasn't the same, but
Yeah,
we became very good friends until he passed away a couple years ago.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah. Do you like New York?
Yes.
Wow,
Sure.
that was kind of a long intro.
No, I mean,
Yes. No, I'm sorry.
no,
I was just curious. It just popped up.
no, I love New York
Yeah,
actually. And I mean, I love when New York is great, New York
yeah,
is the best.
yeah,
Um, I will say when I was 17, I think everything was so wonderful and new and exciting, how that is.
yeah,
And now as I'm a little bit older, I mean, it's harder in New York. The quality of life is hard and
yeah,
tough and expensive, and things are dirty, and
yeah,
um I don't love all of that, but I mean, New York is New York.
yeah, yeah. Yep. I almost moved to New York. I'm
Mm.
from Boston.
Oh,
And
okay.
so, yeah, I moved when I was 21 to San Francisco. And then the following year, I moved to LA. And then I was going to go to New York, but I met my first husband,
Mm.
and that was that. But I always thought it was fascinating. I've said this before on this show, people have heard this, but like I had a very good friend from youth and into college who was a singer like me.
Mm.
And she was in New York. And what I observed, and I really felt like in New York, there was this big wheel turning, and the challenge was to jump on the wheel. In
Yeah.
LA, there's no wheel turning, and the challenge is to build it. So I got very good at building things, right? And she got very good on jumping on the wheel. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I feel like that's what it is. New York is so unique and special. There's a ton of New York players moving to LA, and LA is like exploding. This week, I don't know what exactly I was picking up on. I mean, I have some ideas, and I think a lot of it is jazz, but I felt like I was riding on this very high wave of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was noticing all week that all these jazz places are opening up, these underground places, and young people are flooding these places.
Mm-hmm.
And since I run a jazz club, so I've been interested in that, and I don't know. I'm feeling that there's and I know New York is going through this too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's this expansion happening, and I'm excited, and I can kind of see a future. I'm kind of on a wave to the future. So I just love it. I'm not really into competition so much, so I don't see the clubs as competition. I'm just excited that it's all happening, and jazz is, rising up.
I totally agree. I mean, yeah, we have a ton of new clubs in New York. And I'm really happy that we actually have quite a few in Midtown, because I live uptown. And, the Village is, I mean, far away. It's not far away compared to
Yeah,
the LA,
yeah.
geography situation. But it's really nice to have some new venues and to have some new like whole areas of town. Like you can go to an area of town and see 3 or 4 clubs.
That's so cool. Ooh,
And yeah, I
love
like
that.
that. But so you must love LA.
I do. I like LA because it's very open
Yeah.
to creations and possibilities, and people are, they're kind of laid back here.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, of course, if you're a high energy person, you're a high energy person, but things are kind of laid back, and but there's still this movement of creation, and uh, there's a lot of driving. The driving,
Yeah.
could be shrunk down at least half. But yeah, it's a good lifestyle.
Yeah.
It really is.
No, I can understand that. I have enjoyed my time in LA, but I think it's hard I mean, because I moved to New York when I was 17, so I'm so used to that kind of urban experience.
Yeah,
Then you get to LA, and as you said, it's a lot of driving, and I don't
yeah.
really understand the geography of the town. I have never really been able to figure it out when I'm there. But it always feels so like it would be such a
Spread
big
out.
change. But I really like the way you describe that. Like, yeah, New York is like a wheel, and you got to get on the wheel, and you have to stay on the wheel.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
because the wheel
challenge.
is spinning, and it's not, yeah, it's not a
It's
given
not
that
going to
you're,
stop.
no, it's not going to stop. So
Yeah,
that's a really good analogy.
yeah. I think actually downtown LA is actually accruing more clubs.
Hmm.
And there used to be, before the pandemic, this club that actually one of my students started called the Blue Whale,
I
which
played
was,
there one time.
oh,
Yeah. I played at the Blue Whale. Oddly, you mentioned their names. I played there with John Clayton and Jeff Hamilton and Anthony
oh,
Wilson.
oh,
But that was
cool.
like
Oh my God.
10 years ago or something.
Yeah, they closed, well, basically closed at the pandemic
It was a cool
because
club though.
totally cool. And you know what he's doing now, June Lee?
Hmm.
He about a year and a half ago, he got into this space in Atwater, which
Hmm.
is between Glendale and Burbank.
Hmm.
And so it's outside of downtown LA, which is basically where he was. And the space is like a sound studio. It's really large. There's one large room that holds, I don't know how many people, maybe 250 people. Then there's a smaller room that holds maybe 80 to 100. Then a whole separate restaurant
Hmm.
and a bar. So now people can go drink and eat, and then the music rooms are just the music rooms, and kids can go in and all that. He's he's really a visionary, June, and he's planning some amazing things. It's going slow because of the licensing, because he's
Hmm.
really doing a lot of work. But as we were talking about the energy wave, I feel like when he's going to like go into action, which probably will be at the end of this year, I'm guessing, that the wave is going to be already expanded, and then he's going to come in, and it's going to, it's really going to be powerful. And we got the Blue Note this year too, which actually is really nice. I like it a lot. I think it's a beautiful room. Sound is good. It's like the Blue Note in New York. It's not all real jazz, but
Right.
there's enough to entertain you,
Hmm.
So, and we have our main rooms. Like Catalina's been around for 25, 30 years.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, and vibrato is kind of a mixed bag, but yeah, so we have those as kind of the bigger main rooms.
Hmm. I haven't been to vibrato yet, but I would like to check it out.
It's a beautiful room. I mean, the worst thing about vibrato is just kind of a weird thing. It's the sound in the room. So before it was vibrato, it
Hmm.
was a restaurant and bar,
Hmm.
very beautiful, controlled by this man Rocco. He
Hmm.
owned It was called Rocco's, and he eventually sold it and moved to San Francisco and continued doing things. Then actually he came down and was a consultant to June at the Blue Whale. Now, for the last 20 or so years, he's run a festival, a new music festival called Angel City Jazz Festival,
Hmm.
and which is, that particular community is maybe the smallest jazz community
Hmm.
there is, but there's a community, but it's
Hmm.
just, as far as size goes. Anyway, so then vibrato, Herb Alpert bought it and changed it a lot. So anyway, the weirdest thing is the sound when you're on stage,
Hmm.
you can hear, people at their table talking.
That's what I've heard. I've heard
Yeah.
that I've heard it described as like noisy, but
Yeah.
I guess it's not only noisy, it's somehow like the sound like bounces around or something.
Yeah, I don't know why, and it's too bad because it's Herb Alpert, and
Yeah.
maybe they could have done something a little different. But
Mm.
it's a beautiful room, and everything from big band to small groups. It's great to go and hear people.
Hmm.
So that's nice. There's a nice piano, and yeah, and they're good sound men. So yeah, that's vibratos. So yeah.
That's
Let's
cool.
listen to you. Could I ask you what you would like me to play, and then I can kind of zero in on it?
Yeah. Are you on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. This is always tough. Like, what are my favorite videos? Um, oh, let's play I Was Looking for You, the official music video.
Is that the 5 minutes and 9 minutes, or 1 year ago?
Roughly, I think that would be it. Yeah.
150,000 views.
Yeah, that's that one.
Yeah.
That's that one.
I don't know. That's too little,
I know. I know.
champion. Okay, let's skip the commercial. Oh, look at you. That's so cute. Okay.
My new love and I were dancing, and though I was smiling, I knew he wanted to love me forever. But I was looking for you. The music was softly playing, all the sweet songs that I knew. But my eyes around me were straying, and I I was looking for you. He spoke of such happy tomorrows, the sunshine he wanted for me. If I could forget all of my sorrows, but I knew that it never could be. If only his dreams hadn't started. He offered me love strong and true. I sent him away broken-hearted, 'cause I was looking for you. He spoke of such happy tomorrows, the sunshine he wanted for me. If I could forget all my sorrows, but I knew that it never could be. If only his dreams hadn't started. He offered me love strong and true. I sent him away broken-hearted, 'cause I was looking for you.
That's great. Wow. Talk
Thank
about relaxing and playing the sax, man.
Yeah, I should say that he's not, we weirdly, that's the track from the record. So we recorded that and then we made the music video. So we're sort of like miming along to ourselves. But
Really?
yes, and it
Oh my
was
God.
so difficult to film that.
Yeah.
It took like 6 hours to film. That is a 5-minute long song. And it took like 6 hours because it was so hard to like sing it. I don't sing things the same exact way twice, and it's certainly
Yeah.
not play them the same way. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of
Oh,
hours to try to make that happen.
you guys
Um,
did a great job.
Thanks, yeah.
That's
So he's
amazing.
not, he like that, the director wanted him to like be relaxing on the couch, but of course, we recorded he's standing up and like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't think he would get the same sound quality sitting on the couch like that, but it was
That
really fun.
that's amazing. Yeah, and I was thinking as soon as you started singing, wow, the sound quality is really great. I wonder how they recorded that, you know?
Well, funny thing is we actually made the record in that room. So
Oh,
that is a living room of the label owner.
oh,
And we recorded in there, but Klaus, who was playing alto, was a little bit further away from me in the room, not on the sofa.
yeah.
And the sound actually is really nice. The room has a really beautiful, I think it has a beautiful tone. But yeah, the video, it's just, I think it's fun. It felt very glamorous.
Is that your song?
No, so that's written by Blossom Dearie, actually.
Oh, oh,
And I'm a pretty big Blossom Dearie fan. I wasn't when I was younger, only I didn't listen to her a lot. And when I moved to New York, everyone would say to me, "Oh, you must love Blossom Dearie." And it sort of drove me a little bit crazy because I didn't really listen to her that much. It wasn't that I didn't love her, I just didn't know. And I'd be like, "Well, no, but everybody thinks if you play piano and sing,
yeah,
you must." But then I got really into her music, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. I think she has these very interesting tune choices.
yes,
And the way she arranges them and the way she presents them, I think is really masterful. And anyway, I found this. It's on her. I don't want to say the label's not Fantasy, a Fontana. I think it's on the Fontana box set. And she wrote it, and she originally recorded it. It's small group, sort of as a demo, and they add a big band to it.
oh,
So the released recording was with big band, and I just loved the tune. I thought it was so
yeah. It's a great tune. It's very
catchy to me.
standard, sounding.
Yeah, very simple, and the sentiment, and I really liked it. So we recorded it, and I've been playing it a lot, and we actually just recorded it on the Nanette album as well. Klaus has arranged it for nine pieces, so
Oh,
very
great.
nice.
You know, Also, I couldn't listen to her
Mm,
for a long time because I just didn't dig her sound singing.
mm. It's different.
And yeah, and but I've always known that her song choices were fabulous. A high level musician. I just couldn't quite
Mm,
get into her listening. Same with Dylan. I know Dylan is a great writer. I've sung
mm.
some of his songs, and but I find it just difficult to, really listen. But
Mhm.
oh gosh, yeah, I have a Japanese friend who likes it's who is it? It's a famous. Oh, it's the country singer.
Mm.
Uh,
Is it Willie Nelson?
yes, Willie
I don't know
Nelson.
why I knew it was going to be Willie
It
Nelson.
is. I'm doing standards, and sometimes like we're driving to a gig, for an hour, and he'll play the cassette, and finally I'll say, "You have to turn that off." Because I can't listen to Willie Nelson, even though he's doing standards. Well, especially maybe because he's doing
Oh,
standards, but
really?
I just can't do it.
Oh, I have to say, I don't know if it's because I'm from Oklahoma, but I love Willie Nelson. I
What
just
about that record?
I don't know that record as well. I remember, I think his standard record came out a little bit before. Remember, like in the early 2000s, there was like a rash of standards records. Like
Yes,
Queen
Rod
Latifah made
Stewart.
one, Rod Stewart. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah.
and that really drove me nuts. But I think the Willie Nelson one was maybe just a little bit before that I didn't hear it as much.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. I really love. I like. I don't know the way he sings.
Well, it's not that I mind his singing so much,
Just that
in
record.
general. It's just that record
Mm.
because, yeah, I mean, I'd have to listen again to really give an opinion, but I don't know. It just seemed too
Well,
straight
it's
and,
always a little bit difficult, I think, when people try to make like a jazz record. They make a
yeah,
standards record, and it's
yeah,
just it's not they're not jazz singers. Or in some cases, they're not very good singers, period. And then
yeah,
that material just sort of exposes them, and then it's like, oh, this is terrible. Even if you like what they're known for, their hit pop songs or whatever. So I understand.
yeah. You must be compared to Diana Krall all the time, right?
Yeah, I
I
guess
mean, just
so.
because
Because we
you're
do the
both
same thing.
great pianists and singers, yeah.
I get that a lot. I used to get Nora Jones a lot. I think
Oh.
literally because we both have brown hair. For real. And close in age, like we're close-ish in age.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think I would get that a lot. I actually really love both Diana Krall and Nora Jones.
yeah.
Um, I always just say thank you. So everything. Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny because I didn't I didn't play piano and sing really because I saw anyone else doing it. People always think that. They think like, "Oh, who was your inspiration to play and sing?" And I didn't really see it that way. Like I really loved singing and I really loved piano and I was like, "Oh, let's,
Yeah.
put it together."
Did you in that way check out Carmen and Sarah?
I did. I have to say, maybe it always surprises people, but I think my favorite pianist who sings is Fats Waller.
Oh,
I,
cool.
I really, I mean, he's
Well,
a
yeah,
tremendous
awesome.
pianist, and
Yeah,
I think I just love. He's very much like Louis Armstrong. Like he's so charming and so
yeah,
engaging,
yeah,
and to me, I think that's what I really value, in a vocalist.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. I one time in LA, I was in my early 20s, I guess, because that's when I moved here. So I went to see Carmen McRae at a famous club, the Parisian Room, which
mm,
was small. But anyway, she had a trio. No, trio? I don't know if she had a drummer.
mm.
But anyway, that was one of those nights she literally kicked the piano player off the bench and
Oh, really?
she didn't like what he was doing and she
Mm,
sat down and played. I was I was kind of in shock over the whole thing, because
mm,
I had never seen somebody do that,
mm,
And and she was a great she was a great piano player.
mm,
But yeah, yeah, it's great. I mean, they Carmen and Sarah, less accompaniment, right? And
mm.
more just um playing yummy chords and, theoretically.
Yeah. Well, their musical statement is so strong
Yeah,
that it comes across for sure.
yeah. Who are some of your favorites to listen to?
Mm,
Either singer or piano players. I mean, you've mentioned several people already.
mm.
Singers, I'm curious about.
I'll say that my very first love with singing was Dinah Washington.
Yeah,
And I really still feel that way. There's something about, I mean, very distinctive voice, very powerful voice, but it's somehow like she's singing right to you in a very moving way. And I mean, they all do that, but it's something about Dinah, I think, really emotionally connected with me.
yeah, I think so
Um,
too.
and I love all the greats. I love Billie Holiday. I love Sarah Vaughan. I love, Ella, Carmen McRae. I have spent a lot of time with Jimmy Rushing.
Oh,
I think I always say this, I'm being from Oklahoma, and Jimmy Rushing was from Oklahoma, and he was from Oklahoma City, just up the road about 20 miles. And I think there's something there in our music. There used to be many more regional sounds, like the Kansas City sound, the Philadelphia sound, the Detroit sound, the West Coast sound. They were specific to an area, and now it's become so much more homogenized, I think, through the internet and recordings, and also through academia, because everyone learns sort of the same thing. And but I sort of really feel a kinship with the music made in this part of the country. So I have spent a lot of time really enjoying Jimmy Rushing and Helen Hume's recordings with Count Basie. And then recently I've gotten really into Betty Carter a lot more.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I really love her boldness.
Yeah. I was in at the Jazz Congress a few years ago, and
Mm,
there was a segment of it that it was all her sidemen.
mm.
Not
Oh yeah.
all, but
Oh
but
yeah. I think I saw like a picture from that event or
it was
something.
great. It was great,
They were
and
talking about her.
they were talking about her.
Yeah.
Like, and then there was one story about how after one gig she said to the musicians, "Did you like take a bath before the gig? And they said, yeah. And she said, don't do it again.
Oh, like made it something wrong.
It made
Yeah.
them too relaxed.
I remember who I was talking to who worked with her when they were young, was a bassist. And he was saying that they were on the road in California and she was driving. She drove the car and they would get to the gig, and then they would play the gig and they were opening. They were like following Ray Charles and they were opening for Ray Charles, and Ray is in his like two giant buses and Betty's in her station wagon and she's driving it herself. And I remember he said she would get so annoyed with them, if they got to the gig and they played the arrangement wrong or they missed a cue, she'd be like really mad. And he couldn't understand, like, what, like it's one gig or it's one small cue or what's the big deal. And I remember thinking, I mean, I'm a woman driving my band around in a car, and it's a lot of work. And then we get to the venue and I got to get all dressed up and I got to go out on stage and be in front and talk and call the tunes. And yeah, like if y'all miss a cue, like that's your only job.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I got like 10 jobs. You got one job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I bet she was mad. I'm mad. I'd be mad too. I was like, I'm on Betty Carter's side here, not yours. Yeah.
One time I saw her, it was a long time ago. I was probably in my 20s, and I'm not sure exactly what was happening. It was either a time in her life when she was going through this, or maybe it was just the sound in the room. It was a
Mhm,
small room,
mhm,
intimate, and she had the piano player was what's his name? This was 50 years ago. So he
mhm.
was young, and he was just like
Or
I
is it
can't.
Benny Green?
Yes, Benny
Okay,
Green.
yeah.
So he was really young. And
Yeah.
anyway, she sang out of tune the whole night, and I
Mm,
was I was like, obviously I was, distraught. But then after that, I never heard her sing like that again. Maybe
mm,
I didn't listen to her for a while. I don't know. And
mm.
it could have just been the room because she sang the same out of tuneness all night long,
How weird.
Yeah. But she's wow, so great. And yeah. I have a friend here in LA. His name is Dwight Tribble.
Mm,
He's very much improvisational, but he sings songs, and
mm,
he actually is in charge of a place called the World Stage,
mm,
which Billy Higgins actually had started years ago. And he reminds me of Betty. He's
mhm.
like all that kind of
Like sounds.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really intriguing. I mean, he's himself, but yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I like that. And I think that's interesting about the night when she sang out of tune. I wonder, would have been nice to I don't know if anybody on the world could have been comfortable enough to ask her about it, but that
Yeah.
would have been interesting to know what her perspective was on it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm totally willing to believe it was the sound in the room because it was the same out of tuneness all night. So that would kind of indicate you're hearing it in a certain way, and that's it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
strange.
What about the new place that the owner of Smalls
Oh
has?
yeah, Jazz Cultural on West 46th Street.
Sounds so interesting and
It,
cool.
it's very nice. I've been traveling so much. I've only been twice since it opened, and both times in the evening, um, which is really cool. But I'd love to go because it's open from like 11 in the morning or noon, maybe. It's something like that. Like
So people can come and hang out and
yeah,
play or
it's a
hang
it's
out.
a cafe.
Yeah,
They have coffee and they have like light bites, shall we say, like
yeah,
omelets and soup and like, coffee shop style. And they have it's a rather big space. So it's the old Swing 46. So the main listening room is the room that was the dancing room. It's in towards the back. And then there's an upright piano in the window along 46th Street. And I think that's the space that's open during the day. And
yeah,
they have music and they have jam sessions and it I think it's really a nice addition to this to the city and I would like to go during the day sometime. Check it out.
yeah, yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. It's a good community. Spike's done a lot of really good things, I think, for the community in the last, I guess, how long has he had Smalls? 10 years or something.
I think it's longer.
Maybe, but can't be by a lot. Because
Huh.
Smalls, when I moved to town, was owned by the man who opened it, Mitch. And
Oh,
then there was it shut down, and we
oh,
only had Fat Cat for a while. And then Smalls reopened with Mitch and Lee and Spike in like a triumvirate. Is that the right word? Three-headed leaders.
okay.
And then yeah, and then eventually it became Spikes on his own.
I see.
And Mesro then opened across the street, across 7th Avenue, and now Jazz Cultural.
God, I can't imagine how much
Mm,
work that is. You know,
indeed.
that's a lot of work.
It is, totally.
Yeah. But apparently I mean, I would think that he kind of got this formula down, whatever he needed to, in booking and running the place. And then, so now, he moved on.
I think so. I mean, I think everything seems to be going really well. I hope that it keeps going well. It's and yes, and Mitch, somebody on Facebook says, and Mitch
Yeah.
has ornithology. That's true. Ornithology is in Brooklyn, and that's Mitch's club. And actually, from what I understand, there are two rooms to ornithology. I have never been there, I'm sorry to say. Um, but yeah, I think Spike is apparently very good at it, and the office runs smoothly, and it's very pleasant, all the clubs.
Yeah. Where in the world uh, do you like for performing and musicians?
Well, most of my bands have come. Well, I mean, yeah, most of my bands are from New York, just because I'm there.
Yeah.
And when I'm in New York lately, I play at Birdland mostly. We play at Mesro also, but Birdland's sort of like my home base where I'm most often when I'm in town. But I have great musicians that I work with all over the world. Great rhythm sections, of course, in LA. Um, and then in Europe, I have a great band in Scandinavia. I have a really wonderful band. They're based in Paris. I mean, just really good musicians. I've been really lucky. And I try to sort of, when I'm touring, I try to get like a rhythm section with me for a couple weeks, if not the whole tour. It's so hard if you have to change rhythm section every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed, is it the drummer that I've seen in New York a lot on your videos?
Is that Fuku, the Japanese
Yeah.
gentleman? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Fuku and I have been together a very long time, like 23 years
Oh, wow.
now. And he's on a lot of my records, and he was on um a lot of my gigs, not all the time because sometimes I can't get him.
Yeah.
But he's really, I just love playing with him. We're like very simpatico.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very solid. Really nice. When's your next gig?
Hmm. Thursday,
All right.
actually.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I'm going back to New York tomorrow.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and we're at the Django this Thursday, and then on Friday I'm going up to Montreal Jazz Festival,
Hmm.
and then I'm back in town at another new club, which is called the Five Spot
Oh,
on Sunday, and then I go off to Europe.
for the summer or just
Yeah, for the whole summer, actually. I'm going to be
really?
there July 1st through September 1st, like 2 proper months.
Wow.
I know.
So is it the old joke, different place every night, or is it do you get to
No,
settle
so
somewhere?
normally that's what I do in Europe. I think my longest tour in Europe was 11 weeks, and we did one-nighters. Um, that was very intense a few years ago. This is a little bit of a different thing. I've been very busy and I've had a lot of things going on in the past year and a half in my life. And so I thought, okay, I'm getting older. I'm gonna take some time off. I'm gonna like plan to enjoy the summer and play, some gigs and then not. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to have some gigs in Scandinavia, and I'm going to Italy on a small tour. I mean, like a short, like a week-long tour. And I will be hopefully in a boat the rest of the time, doing
Oh,
nothing. And maybe I'm practicing, because that's the thing when you work a lot, you don't get to practice as
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. It's funny because you keep mentioning getting older and then having a different shift of point of view, and it's true though. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, at different phases of my age, I shifted a little bit. I mean, before this club came along,
Mm,
I was emptying out. You know, I thought, okay, I'm going to empty out time and,
mm,
clear the way, and just relax a little bit,
mm,
get into family life a little more and whatever.
mm.
Wouldn't you know it, as soon as I emptied out, hi, you want to do Birds of a Feather Jazz Lounge?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I really like win-win situations.
Mhm.
This is a win-win situation. I had booked this place before the pandemic for
Mm,
2 years. And yeah, it's just a beautiful room in the back of a vegan restaurant
mm,
downtown. And so, but this time I can't remember the exact feeling, but I thought I need help. I can't do this alone. So I reached out to a friend of mine,
mm,
who's a great singer, a guy named Sidney Jacobs, and he has kind of a similar energy and
mm,
interest that I do. And so we started working on this room, mostly in January. So it's relatively new running. It's a great room. Artists love the room,
mhm,
and the audience loves the room. It's a really good, warm feeling. There's a whole back line, there's a piano, which a lot of clubs in LA do not have a piano.
I know.
Um, yeah. And it is a listening room. So, as I said before, I don't feel competitive with what's happening, like with these wild. Um, there's one place I saw downtown,
Mhm.
Lizzie's Tizzy or something, and there's a ton of young people in the audience, and the bands are some of the people I know, more edgy, modern stuff. And but I don't feel at all competitive. I'm excited. I
Mhm.
mean, my place is a listening room, and it's probably one of the only small listening rooms there is.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I forget why I started talking about that.
Well,
Sorry.
you were talking about like different phases in
Oh yeah,
one's life and like
yeah,
different priorities and stuff.
yeah. I like growing older actually, and I like growing
Mhm.
older as a jazz singer, and I like all the kind of realizations and appreciations, and also the okay, no for you. Click. I do not want to engage with you. Bonk. I
Yeah.
like that too. It's
Mhm.
just like, oh, yeah, I get to enjoy the present.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I understand. And I think, yeah, maybe I shouldn't talk about getting older so much, but I don't mean it like in a negative way. I just mean that my perspective is just different uh
Yeah.
than when I was 20, you know. And yeah, I just want to I've been going, so fast, I think the past couple of years really working hard and I love it. But it starts to like, kind of all like blend together, blur together.
Right.
And I just thought, well, maybe I should just slow down a little bit just for a minute in the summer and, see how it goes. But we'll see. I'm a little bit nervous about it.
No, I
We'll
don't
see.
think you. I don't think you have anything to be nervous about, but I don't think it's not like you're going to lose work. So I don't
No,
think.
but that's always the thing I think as a freelancer that you think might happen,
Yeah,
or stuff. But I
I
think I'll.
remember talking to Judy Carmichael. Do you know her?
Oh, I know Judy. Yeah.
Yeah, and during the pandemic, actually, she was one of my first guests on the
Mm,
show, and I mean, she said, "This is so weird because I've never had like more than 2 weeks off
yeah.
in years."
Right.
So yeah, it was freaky, you know.
Yeah, that was not that I didn't. I mean, I did. There were things about it that were nice, but that
Yeah,
was tough. I felt so. I was in Manhattan, I was in my apartment in New York, and I felt so cooped up. I
yeah,
really missed jazz clubs and people
yeah,
and the energy of nightlife.
yeah. That was hard.
Hmm.
I mean, I loved what Cecile and Sullivan, what's his name?
Sullivan.
Sullivan. I loved what they were doing. They were like doing these 2 hour
Hmm.
performances from their living room, you know.
Yes,
It
I
was
remember.
great. So there were some really cool things happening, but as far as the performer themselves, I remember hearing about this symphony violinist who just lost it because
Mhm.
she was not a symphony violinist during that time. And
Yeah,
that was what she was, her persona was that.
exactly. And I think that's a little bit how I feel even about this summer is so much of my whole life is about performing and traveling and playing. And it's like, if I'm not doing that every day, who am I? You know,
Do you have a significant other that will be with you?
I do. Yes, I
Yeah.
do. It was
So
actually the gentleman in that video that we just watched.
the sax player?
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny because when you looked at him, I thought, "Oh, it's kind of a little touch of flirtation, but maybe if she has somebody else, that's just like a
Yeah,
jazz
it could
thing."
could just be a video. Like it could
Yeah.
just be a video. I
Well,
mean, it
that's
is just a
nice.
video, but yeah, that's him. So
Is he going with you?
yeah, well, he's Swedish
Yeah.
and he lives in Sweden. He lives in Stockholm.
Oh,
And
uh-huh.
so I will be yeah, I'll be more
Oh,
like visiting him, for the summer and stuff. So it'll be nice.
wonderful.
And
Oh, that
Swedish
sounds
summer is
great.
it's a very particular kind of beautiful because they're so far north.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different than like Oklahoma summer because it's getting to be so hot here that it's not so nice always to be outside, depending on which way your porch faces, because the sun is it's hot.
Yeah, I went to Norway last year,
Oh
and
yeah.
that was so beautiful, so pristine. And
Hmm.
I bought these bowls to take home with me to remind me of it because it was they were these blue, like this crystalline blue that just reminded me of Norway. It was just that
Nice.
was a beautiful trip. Yeah.
Hmm. Did you go, were you performing or did you just go?
I was, yes, Stavanger. It's on the coast.
Okay.
So yeah. And yeah, I have an old friend who's a really, really great guitar player, Wayne Brassel, and a bass player from Vienna. I had spent a little time in Vienna
Oh,
many years ago as the vocal teacher at an American music school that had started. This was a
neat.
long, long time ago. And so, yeah, both those players were there. And yeah, Jeff Boudreau, drummer from New Orleans, was there. And yeah, so anyway, I just felt like going to Norway and playing with Wayne. So I
Yeah, why
created,
not?
yeah, it was great.
I also really love Vienna.
Yes,
It's a really lovely city.
it is a really nice city.
Beautiful and I think very fun, like a lot of fun things to do. Did you ever go to that club there, the one in the basement, Jazzland?
Yes.
Yes.
That's an old club, or
It's
I don't know if it's still around, but
no, it's still there. The owner, Axel, passed away, but his son Michael is running it.
oh,
And yeah, there's two Michaels that are running it. One is his son, and one is the behind the bar.
oh,
And I really like the atmosphere of that club. It's
yeah,
very old. I think the building is from the 1300s,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like a cellar, like a true like storage cellar. And then the jazz club, I guess, has been there since the 50s.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, great. And I played a tiny bar called Spelunky, Jazz Spelunky.
Oh, cool.
So that was something. At that time, in various clubs, there was a lot of smoking.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still happening, but that practically killed me.
Mm.
People sitting in the front row blowing smoke at you while you're breathing in to sing. That was
I'll
bad.
tell you, the funny thing is when I started here in Oklahoma City working we worked 3 nights a week at the club in Bricktown. It's like the downtown area.
Yeah,
And it was called Makers after the bourbon.
yeah,
And it was a cigar lounge. So everything, I mean, it was very thick smoke. Now they did install like ventilators and fans around the stage. So it was, the air was
yeah.
moving. Um, but it was very thick. I was so young, it did not bother me. I got used to it really fast. Um, but everything I owned smelled quite strongly of cigars. And I would also finish work at like 1 in the morning on Thursday night. And I had marching band practice at 7 a.m. Friday morning. And I would go and like, like they'd be like, "What are you up to?" Like, because I just reek of cigars. And I did that for years. I played that club for
Oh
years,
my
3 nights
God.
a week. Yeah.
Oh my God. I also worked in a cigar lounge in Beverly
Mm.
Hills. Yeah. At the end of the night, yeah, there was everything smelled.
I
Everything.
still have microphones. Like I still have some of our
Oh,
SM58s that they'll
really?
smell forever. Yeah. Mhm.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty wow. And that's a lot of time that you spent there. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, your lungs must have been pretty good.
I think, yes, I think so. And also, just, I don't know, you're 14, you push through. But I was happy to be working. I loved it. I don't know. There's something too. I mean, the ambiance of it is very pretty. How do you feel about smoke machines? Do people ever put smoke machines on your stage when you're performing?
No. No, I haven't really. I did that years ago, and I don't. As I remember, I didn't enjoy it.
Mm-mm.
But I don't know.
I don't like it. It looks pretty.
Yeah,
And I understand that it looks pretty. And I like often when we're in Europe, if it's a very beautiful stage or if they're filming videos, they want to have a lot of lights and then smoke machine. And I really get that it looks pretty, but I'll be like, it can't be too much because it's worse than like cigarette or cigar smoke somehow, because it's like this chemically smell.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you ever have vocal problems like on the road or?
Haven't. And I'm at a wooden desk and I'm gonna knock
Yeah,
on the wood.
yeah.
Um, I lost my voice last time I remember really losing my voice. I was like 16.
Uh,
And I had a really bad flu and I didn't have my voice for a while. I can I have maybe lost my voice for a day or something with a flu, with being really sick. But normally if that happens, I just don't sing.
yeah,
And I mean, I was in Cannes in France. It was such a beautiful concert and it was outside. It was just beautiful. And I had been on the road for a long time and I was sick and I was like, I can't sing, but I can still play. We can still have the concert. And they were so very upset. The presenter was so upset. Um, but it's such a tough spot, I think, as a vocalist. Like, what should you do? Like, is it better to cancel the show entirely or is it better to play? I don't know. Very tough.
yeah. Well, at least you're a great player, so
I can
I
do
mean,
something.
as far as I'm concerned, yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so okay, so you're about to go on the road. When are you going?
Actually, well, I'm going back to New York tomorrow, and then I'll be in Montreal this weekend, and then I'll come back to New York on Sunday, and I'll leave on Tuesday for Europe for 2 months. And that I don't know how I'm gonna pack for 2 months.
Well, you can always buy clothes,
I can buy clothes.
wash clothes.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
of course. But I think the other thing is like I'm working some, and then I'm summering or vacationing some. So it's like two different sides of my personality. And
What about charts? Do you use digital charts nowadays?
no, I don't. So Klaus, the saxophone player in the video, my partner, he's an arranger and he's also very good at notation. And he wants me to use digital charts, and I get that. But my charts are not that I have been making these books when I was 12, my dad and I made my first book, like vocal book, and I just write out the chord changes like lead sheets and I bind the book.
Yeah.
And it's basically like the current repertoire and anything that I might need that maybe people don't know.
Yeah.
Um, and I've been doing that like for ever since then. Every couple years I redo the books. And because I play piano, I don't need like arrangements written out in the books. Um, But that gets a little bit weird because then when I go play with these the rhythm sections that I don't know, and they'll say to me like, "Oh, I can hear this arrangement." Let's say of on my new record, "Get Out of Town." They'll be like, "I can hear this arrangement. Can you send me the sheet music for it?" And I'm like, "Well, there is no sheet music for it. It's not written down. We don't have to play it. I mean, we can play it, but we don't have to play it." Um, and it's become sometimes somewhat of an issue, but I don't have digital charts. So I just travel with one copy of my book for the bassist,
Oh,
and that's it.
wow. Yeah, I don't think people really think, non-musicians don't even think about that. But
No,
there's a lot of thought and time that goes into that stuff.
a lot, yeah.
I still have my basic books, but
Mhm.
frankly, well, you know, oh my God, there's, oh, sorry, I don't know if you hear that.
I think
Um, sorry, air conditioning, um, repair.
mm,
So, I have these big books. I have 600 songs, and some of them are old charts and
mhm,
handwritten, which that was part of the thrill for me growing up, going to Berkeley.
mhm.
Handwriting
Yeah,
charts. There's something so incredibly connected and
mhm,
organic about that. I mean, it's just great. And then I started, getting into Sibelius. And also for my original music, I like to have it digitally because I can change keys and,
yeah. It's very
easily.
convenient.
Yeah, it is. But the sending thing, I haven't quite gotten into that. But
Mm,
some of my musician friends have pushed me to like, okay, we're doing this gig. I have Fourscore. Just send it to me, and I'll open it in Fourscore.
mhm.
But I don't have that 100% together.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to think of until you really set it up, yeah, as a template, let's say, just
Mhm.
the actions. And yeah, so yeah, and then like you're bringing one book. That's actually kind of impressive, right? Because in
Yeah,
the
it's
old
not.
days, I'd bring more.
Yeah, well, yeah, and if I didn't play piano or if I had charts, like then the drummer would need one and the
Yeah,
pianist.
yeah,
But and on my bands, like my working bands, I actually prefer no music on the bandstand at all.
yeah, yeah.
So if it's like people I play with all the time, then we just don't have anything. And then that's much better for me. I like that a lot better. Um, but I do have the books, and I don't know, I don't see myself changing that system just because it works for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a digital kind of person, so.
Well, these days too, what I find is, thank you.
Mhm.
What I find is that the players, even some of the older players, don't remember or know all the songs. And so, of course, they use the iReal Pro, which, I mean, it's okay, but, it would be great to just call tunes and do them, from everybody's memory. That would be ideal.
I mean, that's what I really, yeah, that's what I want and that's what I push for. But I think, yeah, so many people, for one thing, I think a lot of us don't play enough gigs
Yeah,
to play enough repertoire, you
yeah,
know. Um, and then I think it's a little bit strange. Like I think key fluidity in the rhythm section, like bass players and pianists being able to transpose on the spot used to be such a skill that was very like that you should be like ashamed to not be able to transpose well.
yeah, I know.
But now everyone's just like, "Oh, I can't transpose." And I'm like, "What? No. Who would admit that even if it were
I
true?"
feel the same way. It
I
always
mean,
blows my
maybe on a
mind.
hard song, like maybe on a song where there's a lot of things going on, it's difficult, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, if we're talking about like most standards, mm, you shouldn't say that out loud. Like I don't know.
I agree.
I think that's a weird thing that
Yeah.
happens these days.
I think people like you and me who actually grew up with jazz musicians, I mean, that was standard, you know, like my dad
Yeah.
was a sax player. He had big bands. I mean, when I sat in, it was no problem. When I came to LA when I was 21 and I tried to sit in with people, they couldn't play Girl from Ipanema in D.
Right.
Really? You
Yeah.
know, I mean, what planet are you from? I didn't get that at all, you
Mm.
know.
No, and
Um,
I think it's even worse now. But that's one thing, I talked about that show on my project Flying High that I have enjoyed because I don't do very much sideman work. I mostly work for myself, or I hire someone and and I'm still calling the tunes. Like even if I have a quartet and I have a horn player, most of the time I'm basically still calling the tunes.
yeah,
Um or they'll tell me a tune and I'll learn it, so I don't always get so much challenged like in this moment.
yeah,
Um, and that's the thing that's been really fun accompanying other vocalists because, I need to learn these tunes and I need to be able to play them wherever they want them, like
yeah,
key wise,
yeah, yeah,
And that's been because it's one thing to do it in your practice room and like, oh yeah, I can transpose. It's another thing to be like on stage and like, okay, give me an intro and okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So I that's been a fun thing for me to keep up.
yeah. I always thought it was interesting when I would have workshops here and I, had a great piano player
Mm.
and they couldn't transpose. I can transpose. I'm not really even a piano player per se, but I can transpose.
I
So,
think you just
but
get out of practice, like you get out of the
yeah, I
habit.
agree.
And the worst thing is I think we develop habits at the keyboard and we don't relate those habits to the key. We just they become like a physical habit. And
Yeah.
you can't transpose a physical habit. So it's like you need to be thinking. Like transposing is a thinking activity, and that means you got to be thinking all the time. And so I don't know, it's
Also, as a chordal player, I mean, it used to be that people learned the song and the the forms, 251, and that kind of form of the song, and that's why it was easy for them to
oh yeah.
transpose because
Oh
they
yeah.
knew the song like that.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, that's what I mean. Like sometimes I can understand because some songs are a little bit odd. Some songs are more twists and turns and goes to more keys.
Yeah, yeah.
But um, I don't know. I remember I guess I can tell this story. I sat in with Lou Donaldson's quartet at the Village Vanguard singing because he had an organ band. And so the organist was playing and guitar and drums and Lou. And I was very young. I must have only been 20 at the time. And one of my favorite songs then and still is Darn That Dream.
Beautiful song.
And Lou said, sing a ballad. And so I said, how about Darn That Dream? And he was like, okay. And like most musicians, they play it in the key of G. And I said, well, I want to sing it in E flat. It's very nice in the key of E flat. E flat is not a hard key. And okay, everybody said okay. And we got up there and I'm singing. And then we get to the bridge and it was just me and the drummer. I was like singing and it was like, shh, on the brushes, nothing. And I knew the chord. I mean, I knew where it went. So I like sang the lyric and then I was like B7, da, 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 and then everybody got together and we finished
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And they were very, very upset with me after the show because they felt embarrassed.
Were they upset that you told them the chords or that you
No.
called it an E flat
Yes,
or
they were upset that
yeah.
I called it an E flat. And I remember we were all back in the kitchen and I mean, I'm 20 and I'm very like, I'm in New York, and like I'm making a career and like I want to be friends with Lou Donaldson. I want to sing at the Vanguard and all these things. And they started saying to me, oh, that's BS. You can't do that. You can't call songs in random keys and da 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 da. And I was like, yes, I can. I was like, it's not my fault. Like E flat's not a hard key. It's not my fault you can't transpose, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the guys said to Lou, like, no, Lou, come on. You tell her. You tell her. And I think Lou felt sort of like he had to somewhat like defend his band, you know. So he said to me, he was like, "Well, that is a tough song to transpose." I think is what he said, something like
Yeah, yeah.
kind of like very middle of the road comment,
Yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah.
he was like, "That's a tough song to transpose in E flat, nobody plays it in E flat. It's unfamiliar or something." And I was like, "Yeah, but you're all like grown men, like." And I remember he kind of laughed and he was like, "Yeah." He didn't really care. But the band was so mad at me. They were so mad. And then, of course, I was mad at them for being mad. I wasn't mad that they forgot where it went. I mean, no big
Yeah,
deal.
right, right.
Like, it's fine. I told them and we were all together. But yeah, that was funny.
There were some funny things. I had a boyfriend for a while who was a flutist and sax player from Houston. And when
Mm.
he first started, or started playing out a lot, there were bands that like he would call a song in E flat and they would play it in A
Oh, okay. They just
and
wouldn't do it.
not tell him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, just like that is so not good sportsmanship. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, I think there can be not good sportsmanship, of course, happening.
I remember when in my my workshops, I remember one student said, why don't you have a bad piano player so we can see what that's like? And I'm like, I
Oh,
can't do that.
that's funny.
That
Really,
would
they would want, yeah. I mean, maybe that would be a good experience.
it would be, but yeah. I mean, I guess I could play piano.
That's really funny. I never thought about that. It's funny. I have a cousin who is a dance. She's a dancer and
Yeah.
she's studying dance at a very good dance school. And she said they had a special workshop where they brought in a live rhythm section. And the students had to communicate to the band like what song they wanted and the tempo and ask for an intro and say they wanted to trade fours and all this stuff or eight, whatever they wanted to do. And she said it was so awesome. She said it was so difficult, but it was so great and so much more fun to dance with a real band. And I thought, how very odd, because of course it's more fun to dance with a real band. And here this young woman is studying dancing at a very prestigious school, and she has never danced with a real band. I thought this whole story is so unusual.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, like talking about students and talking about rehearsing. I mean, I think now a lot of students, even vocal students, I think just practice with like iReal Pro and they don't ever even practice with a real musician at all.
I know.
It's weird.
I have a little insert here.
Mm,
So when I was at Berkeley, I was there for flute. They didn't have vocal at the time, but
mm.
so that was 72 to 75. While I was there, my friends wrote the iReal
Oh,
book,
mhm.
or it was called the Real
They wrote
Book.
the real book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they spent months doing it. And 2 days after it came out, somebody copied it and sold it for $5 less.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
then one of the guys, became a library. He started a music library. Isn't
mhm,
that funny? So of
mhm.
course, he never admits that he's the guy who
Right.
was one of those guys. But yeah, and just think about what they started. In
Well,
that.
the real book is a great tool.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, we had all the original, like it was like real book one, two, three,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah,
and they were handwritten. I mean,
yeah.
they were copied, but they were not done on a computer.
Right.
And then the more fancy fake books came along, and then the older fake books, remember, where it'd be like three or four songs a page, with very simplified chords.
Yes.
And then I had a pocket changes. I think those guys made a pocket changes.
Yes, they
They were
did.
so handy.
Very handy.
When I went to New
I still
York
have
and
mine. They're about
yeah,
this. Yeah.
I would keep it in my purse. If somebody called a tune, I'd be like, oh, okay. Like check where the bridge goes, just be sure. But I think those are really good tools. And I guess the iReal book must also be a good tool, but I
Is,
think
but
people just
you're right
lean on it
though.
too much.
Yeah, I think so too. My dad, I still have it. I should take a picture and send it to you just for fun.
Mhm.
But there's that really old fake book with everything's very tiny and there's
Yeah.
several songs. So that either came from these cards or the cards came from that. But anyway, I have a box of these index cards,
Oh,
and on the front is, or they open up. So the chart is there, everything, the vocal, it's a lead sheet, and on the
mhm.
front it says something like 35 cents or
Yeah.
so I have this box of all of those songs. I could not throw that out. It was just so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and my dad used to, when I was, I don't know how old I was. I don't know, under 10 or something.
Mm,
He used to bring me to guys' garages and
mm.
he'd say, shh, because this is illegal, And then that's where we would buy the fake books,
Wow.
those old fake books. I still
Interesting.
save mine because actually, I mean, I have the ones digitally too, which really have practically everything. But
Mhm.
every now and then there's a song that's not in this real book, and it
Mhm.
is, or fake book, and it is in this fake book. So
Mhm.
I just save all of mine because I don't know, and it's sentimental too.
No, I mean, I save all those things and I don't really trust like the digital world and the cloud. And so I feel like I want to keep my stuff. I was in New Orleans a couple weeks ago and I saw a great band, it was this trio, playing on one of the river boats on the steamboat. And I think they play this gig, every day, like 5 days a week, like two shows a day. So,
Wow.
and they had all those old fake books, like
Oh,
piles of them.
really?
And they would just be like, okay, page 34. And then, because, they're just, otherwise, you call the same song. So they would
Yeah,
just flip it and it'd be like, okay, yeah, second one. Okay, da da. And they would play. And I thought that
I
was
love
so,
that.
yeah, it was cool. They were very good and they were a very, very good trumpet player. But it was funny to see those books with the tiny, and yeah, so many
That's
songs.
great.
It's really a remarkable how many songs exist like
It
in the
is.
jazz catalog and how many songs we play now is like 1/20th of the collection.
Yeah, that really is amazing.
Mm.
I was in New Orleans in January for the Gen
Oh
Festival.
yeah,
I hadn't
Jen
gone.
was there. Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't gone for a long time, and I had for a few years I went to the Jazz Congress in New York because it was fun. It reminded me
Of
of the
course.
old IAJE. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and New Orleans was, I saw a bunch of music, some old friends, and yeah, just wandering around and coming upon this guitar trio that was like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
this is really good. So I had a lot of fun there. It was really really nice. I haven't really spent so much time there, but it's such a unique spot, isn't it?
I went sort of on vacation. It was in between tours and rather than going back to New York, we went there for like a week and then continued on through Texas. Um, and I also haven't been there very much. I've usually only been there like one night to work and then leave.
Yeah,
And I really thought the city, I mean, it's silly, but it was so charming. I mean, it was lovely to walk around and the food was so great and I enjoyed the just the atmosphere of it.
yeah, it
Yeah,
has a
it
great
was
feel.
it has a great feel. It was really
Yeah.
nice. And we're lucky. We have a friend who has a house in the French Quarter.
Oh, cool.
So you're sort of
Yeah,
like
that's right
walk
in the
out your
middle of
door and
everything. Yeah,
you're right there.
yeah. I went to this club. um, was that where I saw? Oh no, that was yeah, my friend Jeff Boudreau, who I mentioned earlier. He's from New
Mhm.
Orleans, but he lives in Europe. He's a really great drummer. But anyway, he was also there, so I went to see him play and went to the club. It was cool. Then I just felt when I left, I thought, oh, I'll walk back to the hotel. It might be a little distance, but probably
Oh,
pretty nice. But I was confused. My GPS wasn't working, and I saw these three older guys walking, and like either they were walking somewhere, like a house, or to their car or whatever. So I, I followed them, and pretty soon they were like, you know, who's this following us, right?
Really?
And so they started talking to me, and they happened to be jazz musicians, old jazz musicians. And they actually gave me a ride to my hotel because they said, you don't want to be walking through here. And and they knew this great guitar player from here, but actually he's from New Orleans, but he lived here for years,
Mm,
Ron Eschte.
mm.
And so that was just another funny connection. And I mean, well, that's the kind of joy of traveling. You never, if you don't plan stuff, you run into stuff that's, it feels like you're connected on a flow, right?
Mhm, absolutely. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting because I love to walk. And sometimes at night, you think, oh, I can just walk back, but like you really shouldn't walk back,
Yeah.
even if it's not that far,
Yeah.
but you shouldn't do it.
Right, right. I heard San Francisco is like that. Really shouldn't do that now.
Yeah, San Francisco is a little bit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Champion, thank you for staying on a full 2 hours with me.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
nice of you. I know it's
Thank
kind of
you.
a lot to ask, and I'm willing to stop earlier, but it's fun because you get into these conversations
Mhm.
really just past the hour, then everything starts kind of really warming up. Like,
Yeah, it opens up. I
yeah,
agree.
we like each other, we know, we're talking. So anyway, thank you so much. I really mean it. If you want to come to LA, let me know ahead of time, and I'll do my best to kind of set you up with some nice things.
Oh, that's nice.
Um,
I will take you up on it.
okay, good. Have a great summer. Wow,
Thanks.
sounds wonderful.
Thank you. Thanks. You too,
So
Kathy.
thank you so much. And thanks, ladies and gentlemen. And you could hang up, and I'm just going to talk a little at the end. So have a great day. Thank you so
See you.
much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, um, first of all, you may have noticed that I'm doing kind of an extra noontime hang. And as you can see, I have this little plaque that says it's sponsored by Birds of a Feather Jazz Lounge. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm trying to connect my club, Birds of a Feather Jazz Lounge in DTLA, and so I'm riding on the branding, quite frankly. And I am coming out with these small noontime hangs. They run about 10, 20, I don't know. I'm trying to get it real small, like 15 minutes or maybe a little longer. And it will be showing who's at Birds of a Feather during the week. So I'm really trying to do that. And so you'll see some other noontime hangs, but it will always say Cathy Segal-Garcia's Noontime Hang for Birds of a Feather Jazz Lounge. But it's interesting because they're just little short pieces of people. Um, Speaking of that, I might as well tell you guys in LA, Tuesday night, we don't always have Tuesday nights, but in the next few weeks we do. Tuesday night, June 23rd, is a young guitarist who's from LA but has been living outside of LA and really performing with some big names. His name is Zane Johnson. Thursday, yours truly, I will be playing with my quirky modern jazz band with Gary Fukushima on keyboards, no bass player, Chris Wabich on percussion, and Brad Rabuchin on guitar, and Chuck Manning on tenor. If you want to hear what the music sounds like, I had recorded a number of years ago Cathy Segal-Garcia and The Moment live at the Blue Whale. So you can go listen to that to hear the music. It's quirky, it's fun, it's improvisational, but there are songs, but it's great. So that's Thursday, the 25th. The 26th, we have another great great LA guitarist named Will Brahm. He's really, really a great player. More modern, and he has a trio. And then Saturday, a wonderful, wonderful pianist named Peter Smith with a trio. He actually owns a venue too, that has just maybe 4 performances a year, I think. So yeah, that's Saturday night. So usually we have a Sunday performance, but not this Sunday. And the next Monday's regular noontime hang, I was going to have Michael Raganese, who's a wonderful, wonderful piano player, but he had to postpone. So we'll see. It'll be a surprise. Or I might have some extra time for myself. Who knows? So thank you very much for listening. Champion, it's going to take a while for me to say her name so easily, Champion, because I thought it was pronounced something else. She was charming and really wonderful musician and great to communicate with. So she's out there. Check her out, and hopefully we'll get her in LA. All right.